I'll start with a little technical answer. So the deployment on highways and roads is all based on the interior regulation 239-02. So if anybody has an opportunity to go on the internet and type in that regulation number, they will get the actual act that dictates how Ontario municipalities do maintenance on roads. So for the City of Timmins, we use that act. It's called the minimum maintenance standard, and in there you'll see that roads are classed by class 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 in the entire province of Ontario. And obviously class 1 will be your most important road class, and it's almost, if you're going to want to know what class 1 road is, it's a 4-lane highway. It's a 401 in Toronto. City of Timmins, the highest class roads we have is a class 2, and it's Algonquin Boulevard, along stretches where you have 80-kilometer speed limits, and in the downtown. So on that note, you would know that class 2 road is the one that gets the first attention, and so that's how we deploy. And after that, we start deploying most of the time later on, because the standard allows you to deploy not immediately, but a little bit later on for class 3, 4s, and 5s.
And Luc, if I'm not mistaken, all of the breakdown on the different class of each road in Timmins is outlined on the city website, right?
Yeah, we just did a little test run. So if somebody types in snow removal as a search words, it'll bring you to our city page, and at the bottom of that page you'll see 3 links. One is a presentation where that explains, and I call it more common terms, what the standard is all about. And on the second link, you'll actually see the whole listing of every street in the City of Timmins, and along that information, you'll see what's the class for that street. So we do have a few blanks in there, but I'd say we're probably 90% covered. So yeah, we urge residents, if they wish to know what their street is classified at, to go there, type in snow removal, and it'll bring you to the right place on our website.
And I'm guessing that the decision on when to send out the plows is kind of based also on the same policy that you were just discussing, the minimum maintenance. Is there a specific amount of centimeters that need to fall before your guys go out, or what's usually the way you guys decide on that?
So that's the protocol in terms of calling out plows for removing snow is very much identified there. So for example, for the class 2, which is really our Algonquin and connecting link, for us, City of Timmins, once there's 1 inch of accumulation on that road, we actually deploy. And we have a few highways like Kamuscotia Highway, Airport Road, it's like that, Municipal Road by the Provincial Park, and Frederick House Lake Road. While they're not class 2s, they're very much handled in the same manner because we consider them highways. So that's 1 inch, between 1 and 2 inch, you start seeing an activity right away. For everything else in the city, we deploy according to the standard. So it's accumulation of snow, or it's at the end of a storm. So if you read that, you get to see that if we're right in a blizzard, we're not going to be out there. We're certainly going to wait for the end of the storm. So that's a lot of the directives and guidelines talks about at the end of the storm, you must, within so many hours, have the snow removed. So for a class 3, and I wrote it here, so at the end of a storm, for a class 3, the snow has to be removed after 12 hours. So storm ends, we need to start planning, getting our guys out there. They may be out there in a couple hours from now, but the intent is that 12 hours later from the end of the storm, the snow has to be removed. Class 4 is 16 hours, and class 5, which is your low-level roads, not a lot of traffic, low speed, that's 24 hours.